When I was thinking about what college I wanted to go to, I thought of different factors in, what would be my college life. And, being accepted was definitely one of those factors.
Not exactly, because I was choosing between Cleveland and San Francisco for school. So, San Francisco is a little friendlier in that area.
Very accepting. People here are very, very friendly, totally cool with it. A lot of people are a little confused about my particular sexual identity just because it is specific to me. It's a little different than what most people are used to. Same with my gender identity. I identify as genderqueer rather than male. I guess it's kind of hard to explain, but I suppose that's the only obstacle is explaining it to people. So people usually just take it for what it's worth and are very accommodating. I've only had one bad experience where somebody defriended me on Facebook, and I was just like, that's cool, tons of other people out there. And so yeah, Case is a totally cool place.
Occasionally I see people looking at my girlfriend and I when we're holding hands, but nobody's ever mean about it, and there's a pretty good support group, Spectrum. So I think it's been pretty good so far.
I'll talk about it, and people are sort of interested, but you do kind of have to seek out people that are like you to go into extensive conversations, because for most straight people that I've encountered here, eventually it's at the end of the day just another topic. It's talking about the economic crisis right now. It's sort of interesting for a few minutes, but eventually they start to wonder, why are you still talking about it?
Much more comfortable than he is. But he's getting there. I'm totally comfortable holding hands and stuff. In Cleveland, probably less so. I grew up in DC, and so I'm fairly used to the whole sexual diversity thing, and I guess the public display of sexual diversity. I'm comfortable with it, so I'm comfortable enough with myself that I can do it. But I guess it requires two parts. So I don't know. I think it's an individual basis, but I'm totally comfortable. No problems.
I feel totally comfortable holding hands with my girlfriend in public. Definitely more comfortable on campus than in other areas, because you're a little bit more protected on campus.
I can remember one time when I was going out clubbing, in transit, I was holding hands with a guy, and so I don't really know what the opposite of a catcall is, the negative version. It was one of those, and so that was kind of jarring experience. But in Case's campus, I feel like people who are uncomfortable with it don't necessarily say anything about it. They may distance themselves, but they're not rude. They're very, very nice, and if they are uncomfortable, they turn a blind eye. So it's not too bad. I like it here. I'm very comfortable.
For the most part, the only time I've ever run into trouble was fairly recently, actually. I've never had any problems other than 2 months ago, maybe. There's actually someone that works at Arabica, or formerly Arabica, the coffee house, was very rude to my girlfriend and I.
Things will be written on walls or on advertisements. But I think those are people that they know that what they're doing is unacceptable by our community standards, and so they have to do it when no one's looking, and that doesn't really scare me.
I know that now that I'm actually dating a girl, it's kind of the see it to believe it type mentality here, I think. So now that people actually see that I like girls, I'm not discriminated against at all, but I'm kind of the lesbian girl of the class.